Do you know that twiddling your thumbs is a real thing?
Yeah, why wouldn't it be?
I mean, well, I always thought it was just like a saying, and it just meant like messing around with your hands.
Yeah, that's what it is.
No, apparently there's a right way to do it. Like, you just like, like your fingers, and then move your thumbs around in a circle.
Huh.
And not as satisfying as I thought,
Can I crack your knuckles?
Yeah, sure. Ow! Ow! Oh my god! Ow! Dude!
What?
You just bent my hand. You didn't even... Okay, alright. Are you a religious one?
What do you mean by religious?
Well, I mean, like, do you believe in a god? Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, an idol? I mean...
I don't know. I would say I believe in a god.
See, I don't get that.
What do you mean you don't get that?
Well, okay, you say you believe in a god. Everybody believes in a god, but most gods are pretty much the same. So which is it? Is this a personal god just for you? Do you have any accountability to this god? Who is this god?
Well, I don't know.
You don't know.
Well, I guess that's it. Like I don't think that there is a god that's just for me. I believe there's a god for everyone. I just don't know which one it is yet.
And you don't care to figure out which one it is?
No, I'm far too busy for that.
Well, okay, so you want to spend all night dancing with the god, flirting with him, letting him buy you drinks, but at the end of the night you won't take him home. You won't put a ring on it.
What?
You want to go to heaven enough to believe in a god, but you won't spend any of the 85 years you have on this planet to do the research?
You only think I have 85 years?
Hey, the average lifespan's like 77. I gave you 8 extra years. That is generous. I'm a generous guy. And by the way, you look great in your 80s.
Oh, well, thank you for the flattery, but I will have you know I have much longer than 85 years.
Well, maybe if you took the time to read the Bible, you wouldn't be so worried about death.
How long do you think you have, mister?
90.
90?
90. I have a very good metabolism.
Lucky you.
Well, I don't know, sometimes it gets stuck in my hips a bit. I get some, love handles, but otherwise I'd say lucky me.
Well, since you asked me a question about religion, it's only fair I get to ask you one in return.
Fine, go ahead.
Do you believe in love?
Oh.
Is love dead? Is chivalry dead?
This isn't fair.
Why not?
Because you're setting me up.
I'm not setting you up. I really want to know.
I have told you many times how I feel about, and you know how I, like...
What? How you monologue about love?
Exactly. Fine. Okay, but since I said, only because I asked you about religion, since I said how I feel, you have to say how you feel about romance, okay?
Gladly.
I'll do this in order of how easily it is to answer. Firstly, chivalry is dead. Very dead, and a woman killed it.
Well, you open the door for me all the time.
Oh yeah, but I'm a gentleman.
Sounds pretty chivalrous to me.
Secondly, you'd be a fool not to believe in love. Lastly, our generation murder romance. I mean, seriously, I don't want to spend my college days going from girl to girl asking for her Snapchat just to go back to my little corner with my friends and never speak to her again.
How would you do it then?
I don't know. I'd just want to I want to meet a girl and get her to laugh. I want to spend all night talking, really getting to know someone, and then, pushing my friends away, asking them to just leave without me because I have to talk to this girl. And then, I'd walk her home, and if I had the courage, I'd ask for a number, but, probably wouldn't.
See, that's your issue.
What's that?
You're romantic.
What's so wrong with that?
Well, who are you to think that women want to be swept off their feet like that? I mean, yeah, I want a guy to talk me up, but why am I expected to be this fantasy to you? I mean, men want this love story about how they met the love of their life and they never should have let her go, but the reason they let her go in the first place is because they got bored and moved on to the next one. All men chase is a honeymoon stage, but when it boils down to it, they can't bear to stick around for the nitty-gritty, and half the men can't even be bothered to give a honeymoon phase. They just want to sleep with me for one night and never see me again. I
couldn't disagree more.
Really?
Yes, really. I mean, don't you want to, tell your kids this wonderful story about how you met the love of your life? I've got a story like that for every girl I've ever met.
My point exactly.
I don't give a shit about the honeymoon phase. I mean, seriously, people act like love is this magnetic pull constantly moving through you, but it's not, okay? That would just be overwhelming puppy love all the time. It is, it's nicknames, it's laughing, being able to sit with each other without saying anything. That's, all that shit. Well, see, now, you got me all ruffled up.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know. I just, I feel like a numbnuts.
You're not a numbnuts.
Would you like to get food with me sometime?
We are getting food.
No, I mean really get food.
What? Like a date?
Exactly, yeah, like a date.
I don't know.
You don't know? What's there not to know? I mean, two people can go on a date. Well, I mean, nobody goes on dates anymore, but that's just because dates are this glorified thing that's held on a pedestal. Two friends can go on a date. Why can't dates be casual?
So you're not asking me?
No, I am. I just an interesting thought.
So you're not asking romantically?
No, I am. It's just an interesting concept.
Wouldn't that be like a conflict of interest?
Why would there be a conflict of interest? Are we dating in the workplace?
Well, we are roommates.
What's wrong with that?
Wouldn't there be something wrong with that?
Why would there be something wrong with that?
I don't know, because once you start dating, it's like you're living together.
No, it's not like we are living together. We are living together, and no, it's different.
How is it different?
You still have your domain, I still have mine. At the end of the night, I still drop you off at yours and head back to mine. It's just that mine's a couple steps away.
What happens after that?
Nothing. We just, go about the rest of our nights as normal.
Okay, fair enough.
Fair enough.
Yes, fair enough.
Okay, well, it's just that fair enough isn't much of an answer.
But I have to think about it.
What is there to think about?
Us dating.
Well, I think you're a wonderful woman, so why not?
I'm just saying that.
Why not? Why is it so hard for you to believe that I think you're great? Why wouldn't you be great?
I don't know, Billy. Maybe we should just let it lie.
Okay, then Friday at 8, I'll pick you up in the living room.
I want to hear the joke.
It won't work. It won't work.
How come?
Well, because we aren't in the setting for you to laugh.
I want to hear it anyway.
Alright, but you won't laugh.
Fine by me.
Alright, so I am sitting at my brother's graduation. It is me, my mom, my dad, my sister, her fiance, my grandparents, my other grandma, whole shebang. And we're sitting there. I'm sitting there with my grandma.
Which one? Which grandma?
The widow.
Okay.
Right. So we're sitting there, and we get to the engineering section, and they are just calling up engineer after engineer after engineer, and my grandma, she turns to me and she says, "Well, not many female engineering majors." And I said, "No, you're right, Grandma, you're right." And then she turned to me and she said, "Well, but then again, I wouldn't trust a broad to build my house." And I said, "Well, Grandma, you can't. I don't think building a house, I don't think that's like engineering." And she was like, "Oh, well, like you would know, Tinkerbell." And You know?
So your grandma's a sexist?
No. My grandma's a wonderful woman. It's just that, 3-hour-long graduation ceremonies are a lot easier to sit through if you can, tell your brother jokes afterwards.
That's funny.
Okay.
And not laugh out loud funny, but funny.
Well, not the laugh out loud setting. Maggie,
Yes, Billy.
would you like me to walk you home?
That would be lovely.
After you.
Well, this is me.
Is it?
Yeah, looks the part.
Well, you better get in there then. Good night. Can I? Yeah.
Good night.
Why did you go?
Can you unzip my dress?
Hell no. I'm just kidding. Turn around.
Thank you. Well, this is the part where I go back to my room. So.
Oh, damn. I was really hoping that it wasn't. Well, good night.
Good night.
I'll see you. Forgot something.